Hi, I'm Jen from Thermogenerator. I've set up this page so that I can generate inspiration and motivation for all the things that are possible to be made in the Thermomix. So today I thought rather than making anything in the Thermomix and demonstrating the Thermomix, I'm going to demonstrate to you by showing you what I've been doing in my Thermomix over the past week in preparation for these extraordinary times. So I'm going to take you on a little tour of my pantry and freezer, and I'm hoping that I'm going to get the job done. So welcome to my pantry. And first of all, I'd like to chat to you about the sauces that we can make in the Thermomix. As you can see, I've made my own Worcestershire sauce and sweet chilli sauce. I've got plenty of mint out in the garden, and over the next day or two, I'm planning to make mint sauce as well. As we scan down, you can see the sorts of dried goods I've been making. I even make my own brown sugar. Baking powder is absolutely an essential, particularly at this time, because if you can't get self-raising flour, you could perhaps get your hands on some plain flour and make it self-raising by adding your own baking powder. You can even make, there's a recipe for gluten-free baking powder, which is fabulous for all our gluten-free friends. Beautiful salts like lemon salts, rosemary salts, all those sorts of things. And of course, one of my favorite spice rubs is peri peri. Peri peri spice mix is wonderful stuff. And for those of us that absolutely love to cook our Indian and Sri Lankan dishes, garam masala and curry powder are essential. All of those have been made in the Thermomix. Then if we just pan around, I want to show you where the raw materials are stored in my pantry. These are all the seeds and spices that I have ground into those things. You can see that I've got them stored in Mo bins. Now these bins are absolutely fabulous because they've got a silicone seal and they are kept fresh all the time, and I think that they make your pantry look absolutely bang on. This time of year is nothing unusual for me to be doing lots of work in my Thermomix using tomatoes. So I've been making sure that I've been getting my tomato passata made, and there's 40 odd jars that I've made for this year. I've also making sure that I have got things like pickles and relishes, chutneys made, because at this time of the year, all our fruits and vegetables are much cheaper. So all these things you can make in your Thermomix, and there's plenty of recipes on our digital platform, Cookie Do, for inspiration. The spicy meat peach and mango chutney is absolutely delicious. I also have been making tomato sauce. This is like ketchup. Your kids would never know the difference. It's absolutely beautiful. And I do keep the odd tin of tomatoes as well, but I tend to use my passata for anything that's tomato based. My freezer. This is my freezer drawer for all my staples that I use in cooking, things like garlic paste and ginger paste. This beautiful bag full of tomato paste, which is concentrate, that have been frozen into ice cubes, about 1 tablespoon per measure. Absolutely fantastic. Over here I've got some herbs that I've grown in my garden that I have washed and dried really well, and they're not going to get freezer burn or anything. They just sit in there and they're there for the rest of the year. All along here I've got things like chicken stock paste and coconut cream and coconut milk. They're all very, very easy to make. Tandoori paste, more chutneys, and more chili sauces. So from the freezer to the fridge, you can see my labna up there. Now I've made yogurt in the Thermomix this week. I made 2 litres, and I have, oh, my fridge is calling for us to close the doors. And I have made, from that yogurt, I've made some spiced labna cheese balls that are being preserved in olive oil. I've also made a beautiful honey labna. This labna I'm eating with stewed fruits, and of course I've just got some yogurt, and I use my yogurt in lots of dressings and curries and bits and pieces like that. And if we come down to the left hand corner here, you're going to see that I've I've also got my chutneys, my vegetable stock pastes, and garlic and ginger pastes that are on the go. And in this little silicone container here is some nut meal that I have milled in my Thermomix. That's an almond nut meal there. So far on my little tour, I'm hoping that I've inspired you to make all those basic ingredients, those pantry staples that we use in our cooking to create meals. The Thermomix is so much more than just a meal maker, as you have just witnessed. However, we do need to have meals prepared, and so I'm going to take you to my other freezer, and this is my meals freezer. And in here I have got soups made. Please don't forget that you can freeze cooked rice. It's fabulous. It'll be perfect reheated in the microwave. I've also been picking vegetables from my garden and making things like ratatouille. And I have a pie maker. So in my Thermomix, I've been making fillings for beautiful pies. On this shelf here, I've got pre-made meals in sort of single or double meal serves. Things like spaghetti bolognese, beef stroganoff, Moroccan meatballs. I've got chili con carne, all sorts of things in there, ready to rock and roll. And I have also been making lots of stewed fruits. So at this time of the year, as we were saying before, you're able to get your hands on lots of fruits quite cheaply. And nothing is nicer than beautiful stewed fruit like plums, apricots, anything that you can get your hands on. Very easy to do in the Thermi as well. So I hope I have suitably inspired you all to use your Thermomix, and also perhaps share this video with anybody who hasn't yet got a Thermomix but is wondering whether they're going to use it. It is such a versatile machine, and I've barely touched on today what it's really capable of doing. So watch this space, because I will be putting up plenty more videos of things that I am doing on a daily basis in my Thermomix.